What do you need?
We're getting water bottles. We're losing power.
Okay. Is the power off?
Well, one of the lights was
Flickering?
turning on and off. Okay.
Is the electricity off?
Well, it's turning off.
Well, now our electricity is off as well. So we're making plans and putting things into operation to do what needs to be done for that. We've got a generator that runs. Been running it for a little while and we're filling it back up with fuel. I spilled a little bit on top. Even though it's only supposed to get down to about 30, we have a couple spots that really critically need some heat. So we're using this mainly to supply heat for them. We're putting a light on the baby ducks, which are about 2 weeks old. They're the most in danger of getting too cold. I can't tip it up there because it's
Which way do we go? It's about an even trip either way, it looks like to me.
go that way. I wonder if we should do a sled though.
I don't want to tear up the sled though.
Got to move it on down a ways. These generators were not made to roll in deep snow. Surprise, surprise. Nope. I know, I won't do it.
Well, the mail person made it up here.
Didn't bad, just packs it down though.
Let there be light. And there's not. I don't know why yet.
It was working before. They're all piled up. I hope nobody's dead back there. They've been in the dark, cold dark for a little bit. Okay, he did something out there and made it come on. So I am sure that they'll be glad for that.
Yep.
Okay, that came on. Okay, so I'm gonna have to use some of my water that I got stored to fill up their containers. I hope they haven't smashed each other in there. I don't see anybody flat down underneath. Okay, duckies, you can come over here and get warm again. Well, I've still got some daylight to work with. I need to get my lantern set up so that I can just light it whenever it's time. And so I'll show you what I have to do to get my lantern ready. I got this lantern from my local Amish bulk food store. They come in handy for a lot of things in my life. And it was really very reasonable. I think it cost me less than $10. And it works really well. First thing I need to do is put some kerosene in it. It has a place right here in the front where you can pour your kerosene. I keep a jug on hand here, a gallon jug. And I keep my little funnel in a Ziploc bag tied to it for convenience sake, because I don't really want to use this funnel again on food products. Now when you're pouring something from a can that is kind of flat like this, it's best to turn it on its side so you don't get air bubbles and sloshing. Oh, I want to be careful not to overfill it. It's a little bit hard to tell what you're doing with a funnel like this, but I think I'll stop there. Put the funnel quickly back into my Ziploc bag so I don't spread kerosene around. Now this lantern has a little lever right here that works a little bit hard, but it raises that up. And so then you've got to trim the wick. I'm going to bring it up a little bit and snip it across there. You want it a little bit rounded, not straight across. It looks pretty good, so I'm just going to lower that back down just a bit. While I've got that lifted, I'm going to go ahead and give it a test light, make sure everything's okay. And then after it's lit, you lower the globe back down. I can see that it's smoking, so I know that it's the wick is up a little too high, but let's lower it and see if it still smokes. You want your flame to be pretty even all the way across. So I'm going to lower that a little bit. So it puts off enough light, but it doesn't smoke. You don't want black smoke going around in your house. In this case, I think it's evening out a little bit, but it was not quite even across. So our lantern's ready to go. I also have 2 kerosene lamps like this, which were up on top of my hutch, and they're really grimy and dirty, but I don't have any water available, excess water, to clean them up, so I'm going to live with them in a dusty condition. I'll do the same thing. This has some kerosene in it, so I probably don't need to put it in, but I'll need to run the wick up and trim it up a little bit and make sure it's all ready to go too. So we'll have some light this evening.
Well, we're sitting down here with kerosene lamps. It's a romantic candlelight dinner. Probably if you went to an upscale restaurant and were eating by candlelight, it'd cost you a lot of money to do that. But we get to do it for free.
So I wonder how much we're saving by not having any electricity on.
Probably costing us money because kerosene costs a lot of money.
Well, we made it through the night of no electricity. It's next morning. It's actually snowed a little bit all night long, but not too much accumulation. This morning I'm going to go up to the generator and plug my phone in because it's gone completely dead. I don't have any power to do anything with it, except if I walk to a certain spot I can get a little bit of a signal for maybe checking a message if somebody sent me one, or even I did make a phone call yesterday. But we're just holding down the fort, waiting till the electricity comes on and thinking about how we could do this better. The little ducks are down to 1 light because one of them, I guess they were too close and they must have got bumped and broke. And this one seems to have burned out, but I don't see any dead ones, so I guess they're staying warm enough underneath there and not smothering each other. Well, David, you're up bright and early this morning. Is this a kid's paradise? Tell me about what you're doing.
I'm trying to make an igloo, but yesterday's snow was wetter, so it was easier to make this, but I think today's snow is drier. So the way that we're making the blocks is we get this, and then we go somewhere where there's lots of snow, which is like over there. Then you pad up the part that doesn't really have any snow. This is actually a flower pot that we found in the barn. It's all full and packed down, so now I'm gonna carry it over there. gonna get my brother to help me carry it so that it doesn't break.
It's good.
Sometimes it breaks, but that's okay.
Today's the day it breaks, huh?
It's because it's dry snow, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
snow.
Probably if you wait later today, it'll stick together better. Well, there have been several inconveniences with not having any electricity, but we overcame them, and we're overcoming them. So let me show you some of the things we've done. My cooking stove is electric, so that leaves me without a very easy, good way to cook anything, but we do have the wood stove, and so I could throw together a pot of venison and vegetable soup with tomato base in there. Let it cook on top of the stove real slow. The stove isn't something I can fry anything on, but it cooks pretty good, so in a slow way. One issue we have is right out there under that tree, that little building kind of thing, is actually housing for a pump. And the way we deal with our sewage is that it goes out to that, and it has a pump, an electric pump that goes up to the lagoon that's higher than our backyard here and higher than our house. So we would use minimal amount of water to flush the toilet, and then at the point that we felt like that got too full out there, we were going to bring the generator down here and pump it out up to the lagoon and then gradually fill it up again. Of course, there were not going to be any showers, no clothes washing of any kind where we would consume a lot of water. It would just be bare minimum. If we were in an extended period of non-electric use, then we would have to do something else besides use our sewer system that we have. We'd probably have to go to a bucket for a toilet. Up at Jeremiah's house, up that way, their sewer system is actually a gravity flow. So from the house, the lagoon is lower, and that works really well for them because they can get water out of our pond here or wherever they can get it. Actually, they have a pool in their backyard. That's where they've been getting the water to do this. And they can flush their toilet as much as they want to. They could even, if they had a way to pump the water out of the washing machine, they could even wash their clothes, they take a bath and everything like that. We're just down here, we need minimal water usage to put through the sewer system.
It goes off and on, looks like to me. There it's running now.
And then we have to bring the water into the house. Into the bathroom. And then we're able to fill up the tank part here and flush the toilet. This is a low use water toilet, so it doesn't really use that much water each time it flushes.